Those of you around the world who struggle to beat the opponents that you know you should be beating, tonight I'm going to play the highest grade at Dandenong Table Tennis Club, where it is considered one of the, if not the highest club level play in Australia. I'm going to be playing against 3 opponents. There are a couple of rules. I'm going to come in, no warm up. I'm not allowed to banana flick. I'm not allowed to serve long and fast. And I'm going to show you guys just how simple winning can be and often needs to be. Now, keep in mind, simple does not mean easy, right? It's hard to do this, but I'm going to show you guys 3 simple ways that we can just dispose of all the opponents that you're currently struggling with. Let's go. All right, guys, we're about to start. And here's a player that's about 1,500 in rating central points in Australia, which in the US ATT system is about that 1,900, 1,800 mark. So I know both systems pretty well. Most people don't, but I definitely find myself where I know both Aussie system and American system pretty well. So I know coming in what the game is at club level. You'll see it here. It's my first point of the day. Haven't played an official match for ages. I'll miss one, but I'm not freaked out. I'm focused. I'm like, every point is golden, but I'm not freaking out. Missing one, it's normal. Right, and he gives me a free point here. So a lot of you guys struggle to play with guys like this who are quite erratic. They slap the ball. There's no structure to their game. And you'll soon realize that as long as you can handle the awkward stuff they give you, it's actually really easy. When you play with better players, it feels... There we go. See, I knew coming in, if I serve short and low enough, their receives are always going to be very loose, letting me control the point from the very get-go. It's something I've been doing for over 20 years. So, I had control of that point completely. I just happened to miss it. And I'm adrenalized. I haven't played a match for ages. There's suddenly like 40 people watching me. And they're like, if I miss a point, in the back of my head, I know. So he slaps a winner and everyone's like, whoa, it's 3-2. In my mind, I'm like, it's early days. I know that, even though I'm adrenalized, because like 40 people watching me, if I miss the ball, everyone's like, well, aren't you supposed to be an Olympian? So it's like, I know that people do that. And it's like, it's something I've come to terms with. But it does, as a human being, it does like at the back of your head, you're like, well, I should be 8-love up or whatever, right? So I'm 4-3 up. I'm just trying to get some sort of like rhythm into the game first as much as I can. And I'm a bit tense, nervous, even though you don't feel it. Because it's like, I haven't played a game. It's my home club that I grew up in. So I'm serving some short serves. I'm getting some easy receives. So I'm just like already in the back of my head, even like 4 or 5 points ago, I'm like, yeah, this will be a 3-love victory. Just, even though I knew that beforehand, it's like now I definitely know that. So missing these kind of serves, it was just a bit annoying. It's like the serve was long. Why'd you even try to push it? So here I'm just like, this guy serves just long. Don't even try to receive with the backhand. Just move around, get ready to use your forehand. So here I'm just like, just serve this simple serve. Even if you serve half long, he doesn't really know how to deal with it, right? Because club level players like this guy, who I don't know him personally, seems like a nice guy, right? But the reason I say that is I say that more as this is matter of fact, right? A lot of club level players, they get to a pretty good level at a club level, but they still have problems, using their elbow, using their shoulder, not isolating the wrist and top spinning. They still serve long. See, there's a lot of low hanging fruit there. And you guys will see this in the second and third set. It's like, it just gives me another fault, right? It's like another point there. But you see, my point is that pros are pros because of the little scrappy things here and there that they are able to convert. They don't let cheap points here and there go. Whereas club level players, they have good shots, it looks good, but there's so many cheap points that they give away. There's so many just loose long serves they give to you. There's so many poor receives they give to you. And it's just like, that was the set. How quick was that, right? Like you look at it and you're like, oh, not much happened. And the reality is not much did happen, except I just made sure I did the basics right, but well. The reason why you guys feel good against better players, even though you lose, is because the game is more simple. At a club level, so this guy, again, 1,500 in Australia rating central, in 1,700 and 1,800, 1,900 in USA. It's more erratic, but they're doing erratic things not well. So you see, like, I get a chance to attack because he doesn't know how to push short. This is something at club level they don't know how to do, right? So in games that I'm going to put up in the coming weeks, I'll show you the importance of being able to push short in terms of how many points it just wins you. But anyway, I'm a set up. I'm like 2-love up or 1-love up in points. I'm just like, yeah, well, I just got to keep putting the ball on the table, do the simple things well. My point is, better players play a more simple game, but they do the simple things very well. They serve short and low. They get in first. They make it tight and harder for you in that sense. So here it's like he gives me such a slow block. I miss it. I'm just like, it feels weird. It feels odd, but just keep going. It doesn't matter. It's just 1 point. So, not the best angle on this side, which is why I chose the other side, because I knew But see, he serves long and fast. And if we replay that point, which I am going to now get us to do, it was an extremely weird side spin long service. And you see me kind of jump to it, right? And it doesn't feel fantastic that I did it, but I just made sure I stayed low, jumped to it and spun the ball at him. And I got the point. Because I'm giving him heavy spin, it's hard for him to deal with. These are the things that you don't see, but it's going on, right? So a lot of people in this exact same position as me, I'm not doing some evolutionary stuff. It's just that I'm okay with being uncomfortable and just making sure I topspin that ball, right? Same thing here. I just put the serve short. He gives me a chance to open. I just open strong enough and I win a point, right? Whereas a lot of you guys encounter a long side spin serve like that and freak out and think you have to do way more. And then because you don't feel good and you worry, you're like, oh, this feels terrible. And then you back out of a good decision and you don't even know what a good decision is because you haven't got the experience. But then someone serves long side spin, you're like, I should put it away and feel comfortable. You're too attached to being comfortable. And in games like this, it's like, in a lot, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, you guys have to make a decision. Do you want to feel more like a pro or do you want to win? If you want to win, you're going to have to do some things that are pretty uncomfortable, but they're uncomfortable things that do put opponents on back foots. So continuing on, you're going to see me just being like, look, if I just serve no spin low, he's just going to keep giving me loose receives. Now, returning serve is arguably more important because you can get away with what I'm doing now very much. I can just serve low and get in on a third ball and be strong, and he's not going to be able to do anything. If you can't receive well, you're just going to miss the serve from the get-go. That's a huge problem. You can't just get by and dunk the ball over and hope. So he hits a counter spin winner past me, you see, but I'm not freaked out. I'm not freaked out if he hits one, it looks beautiful emotionally, and you're like, everyone's like, wow, but he made 1 out of the last 7. It's like, I'm just going to keep doing that then. So here, I think I was like 8-1 up. I can't remember the exact score, but I was killing him. I probably wanted to showboat a bit. There we go. You'll see in the last set, he just gives me like 10 of them. When I say 10, it would probably mean like 6, right? So anyway, he serves it up high, and I'm like, all right, let's just smash it. Especially with a hurricane, you can just smash flick through a ball very, very easily. So this is an opponent that you see me dispatch of. And when you're watching, you're probably looking at this match going, this is very underwhelming, this is boring. A lot of it is boring, and just getting good is by doing the boring stuff and the important stuff really well. So let's look at the last set. The last set's going to be an epitome of winning boring. See, look at this. 1 spin, 1 point. Let's actually count it now. 1 spin, 1 point. Another spin, another point. Right? See, I had to really lift the ball. It didn't feel great, but another spin, another point. 2-0. These are the guys that you struggle with, right? These are the guys that exactly you guys watching this struggle with. Another easy receive, another put away. 3-0. Another no spin serve that's low, another easy chance to get in, right? He gives me a ball that's loose and I just go forward on it because I see his push has not much spin. Because I know my serve was no spin, right? A lot of you guys serve no spin, but you think you're serving backspin. That creates issues. They push it and then you lift it off the end because you think their push has backspin. I serve this no spin knowing his push is going to come back high or with no spin. And then I go forward on it. See, look at this. I missed a spin, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I rarely miss them. And if I miss them, I knew exactly what I have to do to adjust. Another spin, another point. You see, from the start of the match until now, have I really done anything special? Really ask yourself this. I'm pretty confident the answer is no. So look at that. Another top spin serve. He knows I'm going to attack. So I put pressure on him because he knows if he plays a bad receive, I'll kill it or I'll take control of the point. So I just serve no top spin and he misses it. Another spin, another point. Right? I'm telling you guys this. I'm literally not making this up. I've lived it. I've coached players for over 10 years to get success at club level. You get the first spin, and as long as it's a good enough spin, you're going to win the majority of points. They're going to make 1 counter spin. See, I was actually really surprised that he even served short there. Right? And I'm not saying this with the tone to destruct the guy or anyone else. It's just like, at that point, I'm showboating. I'm like 8-1 up. Right? But it's literally to show that if you can do the simple stuff well, you will win a lot of matches. If you follow exactly the same practice drill that everyone else is doing, well, guess what progress you're going to make? Exactly the same as everyone else. Now, I was a pretty disagreeable child. I'd always do, the coach that I respected most, I would do the exercises he gave me. And if I was in a training squad, I'd do the exercises. I wouldn't do the exercises that the coach gave me because I always questioned, why are we doing this drill? And it always made no sense to me. It's like, we should be doing the things that actually start the point. Every point starts with a service and receive. So I never understood why we wouldn't master that. See, this whole match up until now, 3-0, it was a simple victory, right? It was, and I don't say that to gloat. I say it was simple because I did the simple things well. I made sure I put him under pressure from the pump, and that's it. So that's what you guys can do from now.